Joan of Arc was a young French peasant girl who also later was recognized as a Catholic saint. She was born in east of France, Domremy village. Her family was ordinary, with the head of the house being a farmer. However, the environment she was raised in was strictly religious. One life is all we have, and we live it as we believe in living it. But to sacrifice what you are and to live without belief, that is a fate more terrible than dying. These beautiful words of Joan of Arc tell us about her personality. She believed that living without having something to believe in life is more terrible than death itself. It showed that she was a woman of solid beliefs, a strong gaze, and knew exactly what she wanted in her life. Do you know the woman who played a huge role in helping France win against the English in the 100 Years' War? Well, that's none other than the prominent heroine of France, Joan of Arc. All the fans of history gather up as we're back with another exciting video. Watch till the very end to explore a fascinating story from the past. Let's roll. As Joan grew up, something strange started to happen to her. By the age of 13, she claimed that she had visions of St. Margaret, St. Catherine, and the Archangel Michael. They all would tell her that she had been chosen by God to drive the English out of France and assist the Dauphin, who was the French throne's heir, in becoming king. Obviously, no one puts faith in a 13-year-old girl. Many thought she was only hallucinating, and her visions had nothing to do with reality. As some time went by and Joan turned 16, she persuaded a local nobleman, Robert de Baudricourt, to take her to see Charles VII, or commonly known as Dauphin. She stressed that her voices had told her to command an army against the English while dressing as a man. Charles VII was indeed doubtful of the young girl's claims, but desperate at the same time because he had failed to defeat the English in any big wars. Joan possessed many typical qualities of female psychics who were a notable feature of her period, including extraordinary mental and physical courage, as well as a strong common sense. After going through a series of fears and doubts, Charles ended up giving Joan a chance. Even though many of his advisors and generals were against his decision, he himself wanted to experiment if the little girl's promises were right. Therefore, Joan headed out to oppose the siege of Orleans in March of 1429, while wearing white armor and riding a white horse. Furthermore, she led multiple French assaults on the enemy when they received a strong letter from her, compelling the Anglo-Burgundians to flee from their stronghold. She was present when Charles VII was formally crowned King of France at the coronation in Reims. It was indeed a moment filled with pride and honour for her. However, good things don't seem to last forever. Joan was taken prisoner by the English in 1430 and then sold to the highest bidder. She was brought to trial by a Catholic court and charged with blasphemy, cross-dressing, witchcraft and other offences. The unfortunate part was that even the French king didn't try to negotiate Joan's release because he wanted to distance himself from a suspected rebel and witch. After a year in prison and the prospect of death, Joan finally gave in and confessed. God knows under what pressure she completely denied ever having received heavenly guidance in May 1431. Well, things didn't even stop then. A few days later, she disobeyed orders by putting on men's clothes once more, and the authorities gave her the death penalty. At the age of 19, Joan was led to the ancient market of Rouen on the morning of May 30th, 1431, when she was burned at the stake. This, unfortunately, led to the end of Joan of Arc's era, which was filled with mystery and miracles. There is no doubt that Joan possessed many qualities like extraordinary mental and physical courage, as well as a strong intuition. Maybe fate had something else written for her. We hope you enjoyed today's video as much as we did. Remember to subscribe to our channel to keep on receiving further updates.